Now, in this last book of mine called The Sobering Coincidence, I talk about a number of these disappearances where the person that disappeared is on the phone with somebody as they vanish. And what they say is completely bizarre. Sometimes they'll say, "Where are you? I need you here now." Boom, phone goes dead. They're found in a river, 3 miles away 30 days later. Now, here's probably one of the most bizarre cases you will ever hear. Henry McCabe, 32 years old, he's an auditor for the state of Minnesota, a revenue auditor, very smart man, did a lot of public speaking to businesses and things about revenue Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
On the 7th of September, he went out with some friends, and at 2:30 approximately, he tells a buddy, "Hey, just drop me at the gas station. I'm going to get something to eat, and I'm just going to walk home." He gets dropped at the gas station, and at 2:28, the phone goes to his. He makes a call to his wife, Karen McCabe, and it goes to voicemail, and it's recorded. And the wife said, "It sounds like he was injured." There's a pause. Somebody says, "Stop it." But intermixed with that for 2 minutes is a series of moans, growls, and groans that are out of this world strange.
It's a voicemail unlike anything you've ever heard before. There are 2 minutes worth of noises, bizarre ones, but very little actual talking. Authorities confirmed the disturbing middle-of-the-night call came from Henry McCabe's cell phone. It was Labor Day, September 7th at 2:28 in the morning.
He disappears on September 7th. His wife gets this voicemail and thinks, "What the heck is going on?" They search everywhere for him. On November 2nd, almost 2 months later, his body is found in a place called Rush Lake. And a kayaker is going down the lake, finds the body in the water, calls the sheriff. Sheriff comes out, pulls the body out, and they say it's freshwater drowning. Now, in my last book, I talk about something called GHB. GHB is almost like a paralytic drug that makes you know what's happening to your body, but you can't move. And years ago, it used to be called a date rape drug. Now, in several of the cases I chronicled, the coroner went above and beyond their normal screening for drugs, and they screened for other things. And they found these super exorbitantly high levels of GHB in several of these people's bodies. Now, when you read things as though the parent says, "Yeah, he was a great swimmer," but if they had these super high levels of GHB in their system, they couldn't swim. So if a determination comes down that they drowned, well, they didn't drown because they didn't try. They drowned because they couldn't get out. They couldn't move. Now, and you start to think, well, did somebody at a bar drug them? No. And the reason being is that the levels of the GHB that are found in their bodies, when it's tested for, are so far beyond the norms of what we see in people that have had date rape drugs. You have to think, how is it being administered and when is it being administered? And GHB is one of those things that's a naturally occurring agent in the human body. But one reason that it's a really good drug to use on somebody is that it comes out of your system really fast. And out of the, 20 drugs that a normal medical examiner screens for, GHB is not one.
These cases just get stranger and stranger and stranger, David.
So, again, that's the second case on the periphery of Minneapolis-St. Paul. Go to October 3rd, 2015. Joe Brune, 23 years old. He was captain of his football, hockey, and baseball teams when he was in high school. He was a graduate of Anoka College, and he was going to his friend's wedding at a Holiday Inn in Otsego, Minnesota. He was last seen walking across the street to a cornfield from the bar in the hotel. Everyone thought he was going to the bathroom or something. He never came back. He was reported missing. When this happened, George, I could have told you exactly where they're going to find this man, because no more than 400 yards on the other side of this field is the Mississippi River.
Another water case.
And that's exactly where they found him days later. And they determined it was drowning with alcohol as a contributing factor. Now, go to March 25th, 2015, 4:59 in the afternoon, 21-year-old William Hempy. At 4:59, he calls his dad. This is in Rochester, Minnesota, just south of Minneapolis. Kid played competitive tennis, volunteered at the Mayo Clinic, was going to school and had come home for just a short period of time, was set to graduate from the University of Illinois in 6 weeks, outstanding student, outstanding person. Came home for the weekend. His dad bought him a new pair of Asics shoes, and he went for a run. His phone was last pinged at 55th Street Northwest and West River Road. He didn't come home that afternoon. He was reported as missing. His body's found a month and 1 day later at 7 p.m. in a pond in a quarry on Foster Arend Park. Such a strange place to find a body. I can't even explain to you how strange it is.
Cause of death ever revealed?
You know, and that's obviously one of the things everyone's concerned about, and no cause of death was released by the coroner.
Why not? Why don't they release these things?
You know, maybe they don't release it because when they can't find it, they don't want to be embarrassed.
That could be. Or maybe it's so horrific they don't want to scare everybody.
Very true. Now, a very recent case, June 6, 2016. If you notice, all of these guys that I'm telling you about, outstanding people, good athletes, usually doing some type of athletic event when they disappear.
And they're all guys.
They're all guys. Luke Gabbert, Gabbert, 19 years old. He was a freshman at Wesleyan University in Delaware, Ohio, just north of Columbus. He was considered a star soccer player, phenomenal athlete, disappeared just overnight. He was found the next morning on February 6th in a creek north of campus. It's called Delaware Run Creek. Key point, coroner can't determine the cause of death. Family's devastated. Nobody knows what happened to him, how he got there, why he died. Now, the thing is that as you go forward on these, if you don't know what you're looking for, there's something called plausible deniability.
Mm-hmm.
So if a lot of these guys have a lot of alcohol in their system, people are going to say, he was just an idiot. He walked, he fell in the river, and he drowned.
That's right. Hit his head, something.
Right. But there's a few of these cases where the plausible deniability is out. Gabbert didn't have anything in his system. A few of these cases, the person had no alcohol in their system. And even, I try to explain when I'm giving a talk to a group, even if there's alcohol in your system and you're a good swimmer, you're going to swim out of there.